Morning, folks. It's day of preparation here. We got done baling for the most part a week ago, and harvest is going to start here really soon. So we're going to get this tractor put on the grain cart today. We got some other equipment to hook and unhook, clean up some stuff. Right now I'm blowing off the 561M that we used this year. Gotta say a big thank you to John Deere for letting us demo this, run this baler this year. It helped a lot, but it was also a lot of fun because of how new the extra features on this thing, like WeaveAutomation, baler automation. This thing worked like a dream. But if you watched the videos this year, you saw that video where we were able to make a yield map with this baler because this thing is equipped with the scale. That's the system right there that suspends the bale and weighs it. And so that was something new to me, being able to make a yield map. One thing I never mentioned out in the field with this baler that has WeaveAutomation, if you look at the front end of our baler, you can see there's a little black right there, little bending. And that happened from turning too sharp and having duals. So that dual actually came back here and hit this in a sharp turn. Now that's one reason maybe you don't want duals on your tractor when you're baling. Or just keep in mind that you don't want to turn really sharp. Well, this baler with WeaveAutomation, it knows when you're turning. It'll expand or contract the cylinder depending on which way you're turning, and it'll drive it away. Say if you're turning left, this will contract, turn the baler that way, so your baler will be driving towards your right. So in that case, there's less of a chance that your dual is gonna come back here and hit your baler. And also it's just gonna trail you better. One of the biggest features I liked was the baler automation that really sped me up in the field. It knows when everything's complete, so it's happening, it's making the decisions quicker, and it's dumping that bale out and shutting the door and getting you going again. So now that we got it blown off, we can unhook that and get ready to put this on the grain cart. We're also gonna haul a little bit of corn today. I think clean 2 loads out of this bin, and we're getting down there. We're gonna have to be shoveling and sweeping. Oh. Well, Dad, I did some talking about it, but you probably had a few more seat hours running this unit than I did. So what's something maybe that you really appreciated about it?
I don't know if you noticed, but when you and I would go to bale, I would jump in this tractor and run the new baler. And there's a couple reasons why I'm doing that. One, I don't know if I got arthritis in my neck, but as I get older, it's harder to look back. And when I can set that weave and not worry about that too much, that's a pretty handy deal for an old guy. Even though I've weaved for 40-50 years, it's still nice to have it. But my favorite thing is the automation. When you can set that up and just it starts slowing you down. You just tap the brake, it wraps, it lets it out, it closes it back down, you let off the brake, and away you go again. I demoed one like that several years ago with an IVT tractor, and I hated seeing it go, and I just really like running a baler like that. It just ease of operation and less fatigue. Not that I'm not pitching it into the baler, but still, you know, after a long day, and I'm on my phone a lot and it's doing the work, so I don't have to think about what I'm doing.
Dad's on his way. We're gonna dump some corn off at our neighbors in that hole over there. Then we'll be able to bring our conveyor home, and I think we're gonna load 2 loads of corn. We got 2 semi-loads filled up. Dad and I are each gonna take one. I'm gonna bring a half a load back of cracked corn, dump it in the pit, and then that'll be all the corn work for the morning. I got my tires on the other corn and now I'm slipping. Dad's got this favorite tractor back here, this 4010, no starty. We're gonna pull it out. The battery was dead, so we just pull started it. Basically, you put it in gear, you have someone pull, and then you let off the clutch. And it just gets the engine going and firing, and really only do that on old equipment with manual shift stuff. Behemoth. And let's try some functions here. This should raise my auger. That's backwards. Number 1 is backwards. Alright, and we're gonna shove this baler away in the back. We're not done with it for the year. We're planning on doing some corn stalks, but we're done with it for at least a few weeks. Either today or tomorrow we'll get this on the corn cracker. So we got that auger in the back hooked up. Now we're gonna blow this windrower off because we're done with it. We're gonna send it to the North Farm, and as we're headed to the North Farm, we're gonna also bring the skid loader with the brush cutter pro, a bucket, and a pallet fork. Take down some weeds around the wet corn pit over there. There's also some big concrete blocks that I want to bring back. Alrighty, we got some tools, a four-wheeler, because Dad's gonna bring the windrower, park it in the North Farm shed, and he'll drive that home while I do some other work. Knock those weeds down. Gives me better visibility of the wall. You see that one patch, it's still overhanging a little bit. So that's what I was kind of trying to take care of. And then also when we go to put tires on the pit, walking up the side of the pit is tough when there's giant weeds. So we mowed them down pretty good and did some work over here. We got loaded up those cinder blocks, concrete blocks, for I want to put them behind this wall that I've been bending. Super steel, this wall of super steel at home. Been pushing manure up along it, up against it to pick it up, get it in the bucket, and I've been bending it. Pickup saying a skid loader and 2 cinder blocks is a heavy load. So when I'm cleaning the manure off here, I sometimes push it up against this wall to be able to get a full bucket. Well, that's been bowing these walls out, and we had 2 big blocks just sitting over at the North Farm not being used, so I'm gonna set one here and there and push these walls back in, and then I'll have a little weight behind them when I push up against them in the future. About 3 o'clock, and I'm gonna need a ladder. get up to that, but we're gonna grease this. We got a few things over here. I think there's a grease bank around here. Somewhere, yeah, right here. Start there at the easy spot. I got one left. It's way down there. It's got a red cap on it. I can't reach that. Well, maybe if I bend, I might be able to. Oh yeah, I can. All right. Well, this machine is all ready to go and hooked up. Combine's ready to go, fueled, greased. Headers are ready to go. We got the auger hooked up. Just one last thing is hooking up the corn cracker. Well, we're not going to do that today. We're going to save that for tomorrow. I'm going to fold this all the way out, run it, and then park it in the shed. Well, folks, we got a lot of things hooked up today. There's not a whole lot else we need to do to get ready. And actually, Dad's talking about giving the corn a poke tomorrow if we get everything done that we need to. I tested some corn about 8 days ago, and it was at about 36%, which is a little bit wet. But, you know, 8 days later, who knows? If it's 32%, we'd take that and put it in the pit. So, anyway, thanks for watching today. Love to see you next time. Have a good one. That was quite the mailbox load today. Probably just a nice care package from the IRS.